At least once or twice a week, someone in my circle asks me, "Hey Rich, what's the best business credit card I should sign up for?" Sometimes they're looking for their first business credit card ever, for their new side hustle, for their new venture. Other times they just know that there are going to be better cards out there to get them more points, miles, insurance, for everything they're doing for spending and basically trying to account for their business necessities. So today I'm going to share with you the best business credit cards to sign up for, learn more about right now. So stick around, you're not going to want to miss this. I'm Rich Smith, and one of the money lessons they never teach you in school is how to responsibly use credit, specifically credit cards, to help something like your small business. Now, don't get me started on all the other money lessons that they fail to teach you, and I'm going to dive in specifically today on which credit cards could offer you as a small business owner, somebody with a side hustle, a gig job, or you're just interested in learning more about personal finance. So I'm about to give it to you right now. But real quick, drop a like for this video. It helps get the word out to more people like you. Now, I have my favorite cards. I keep a wallet full of them. Some of them I use for business, like my American Express right here, Platinum. Other ones, like my Business Unlimited with Chase, I'm going to use for a separate business, and each has their own perks. Now, I'm a big credit card guy. I've done videos on basically everything you could think of. In this same wallet here, I've got the card I like to use for food, for gas, and of course, other things that come up along the way. But specifically, when we're talking about business credit cards, what I want to point out is it is the first step in legitimizing your business financially. If you are already not doing things like bookkeeping, separating the personal from the business, well, then a business credit card could help get you on track. Even simply applying for a business credit card helps you realize what your monthly expenses are. They're going to ask you that on the application anyway. So let's dive into some of the best ones that are available right now. In fact, just last week, my virtual assistant texted me and said, "Hey, remember we were talking about business credit cards? I'm finally ready to sign up, and I think I've narrowed it down to 2. Now, I smiled because I had just signed up for that Chase Inc. one that I was talking about earlier. So I was so curious to see what 2 she was looking into. And of course, it is the Chase Business Unlimited and the Chase Business Inc. You see, these are somewhat relatively newer cards. Chase has always had a Business Inc. line of credit cards, but these 2 specifically offer a couple of very user-friendly, like people new to the credit card world, features such as no annual fee. There's actually 0% APR for 12 months. And that means if you need to finally buy that laptop, get the camera and lighting equipment, make a big purchase for the home office, signing up for one of these isn't going to cost you an annual fee. It's going to give you essentially like 12 months to pay off that purchase at no interest. And it's going to start to do all those other things I talked about earlier. Now, if that wasn't enough to sort of spark your interest, well, both cards offer what's known as a sign-up bonus. So if you're willing to spend $6,000 in the first 3 months on business purchases. A simple way of thinking of that is, $2,000 each month for the first 3 months. Then Chase is going to reward you with a $750 sign-up bonus. Now, I don't want to lose anybody here, so I'm just going to let you know that that is not necessarily just cash back in your pocket. It can be, but Chase also offers some ways to use those points and get a little bit more bang for your buck. So if you want to dive deeper into that, I would say check out my website. It is full of credit card blogs, podcasts, and other videos. So ultimately, what's the difference between the 2? Well, the clincher for me was that the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited is a simple no-brainer. Use it for all your business purchases because it gets you 1.5% back on everything. Whereas the Chase Inc. Business Cash is going to give you 5% back, but only on specific categories. And just to sort of summarize what they are, it's mostly like business office type supplies. You know, if you have an office and you have things that you would get at an office supply store. And it also includes a few other like utilities, you know, like internet. So if you aren't spending a lot at those office supply type stores, if you aren't really into like, you know, having like a home office that's a lot of monthly spend, then the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card may not be for you. And myself and my virtual assistant, we both went with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited. Okay, moving on, let's talk about Old Faithful for me. One of my most popular videos that I made was how to sign up for an American Express business card. And in that video, I specifically was talking about this card here, the Amex, the American Express Blue Business Plus. Of course, there's going to be 0 annual fee. And in terms of that welcome offer, that sort of like sign up bonus I mentioned earlier, the welcome offer, you are only going to need to spend $3,000 in the first 3 months. And then American Express offers 15,000 membership reward points. There's also that same 0% APR for purchases for the first 12 months. Now, in terms of earning, they actually give you 2x, like 2 points for every dollar you spend up to your first $50,000. It doesn't matter the category. So even though that is a little bit more than the unlimited card we talked about before with Chase, you can still earn after that $50,000 if you're going to be putting a lot of spend on here, 1% after that. Oh, and the last thing I want to mention when you're having this American Express style card, they essentially let you like spend above your buying limit. I remember specifically when I was building this YouTube studio, I was at like a Home Depot and I knew I was going to we actually got some better doors, like some soundproof heating and cooling doors, you know, some storm doors and interior doors, the locks, everything. And it was going to be a pretty big purchase. And I called them and I was like, you know, it is going to be, you know, right around like this much. But I think my limit is like a few thousand lower than that. Like, is it going to work? And they go, what are you buying? How much is it? Yeah, that's fine. And so it's really cool to be able to sort of expand your buying power if you ever needed to on a case-by-case basis. Now, I started this video by mentioning 2 Chase cards, so let me mention one more American Express card, and that is going to be one called the American Express Business Gold Card. I'm going to say right away, this card is not for everyone. It's almost a love it or hate it style card. First off, there is going to be an annual fee at the time of this recording of $295. However, you do get 70,000 membership reward points after spending $10,000 in the first 3 months. So as you can see, an elevated welcome offer, but that higher spend in those first 3 months. Now, the appealing part of this card is you actually get 4x points on your top 2 business spending categories. And that can rotate or essentially change every single billing cycle or month. So if one month you're spending a lot on, say, like home improvement or office supplies, and then the next month you're spending a lot on something like, you know, phone or internet, restaurants, gas, well, it'll take the top 2 and you'll get 4x back. And then for all of the purchases, you get that 1x. Now, I always like to talk about the details, or the devil that can be in the details, that fine print. And not all categories are going to count for that 4%. For example, if you like to do something like, you know, put your quarterly taxes on there, that category is not covered. It's going to be more things like I mentioned before, like travel, supplies, stuff that you can claim as a business expense, but it's not going to be any and all exclusive categories. And one honorable mention business card is going to be the Southwest Rapid Rewards Business Premier Credit Card. As some of you know, I wrote an ebook on how to travel the world using points and miles for free, and also have a companion fly with you for free as well. Specifically, the Southwest Companion Pass is a travel perk that involves getting Southwest credit cards, both in your personal and business name. So if you're interested in that, of course, I'll leave a link down below in the description to that ebook. Again, you got to be a fan of Southwest, but if you're already sort of like interested in this credit card world, then it's definitely a perk you're going to want to check out. Okay, big picture key takeaways. Getting your first business credit card, getting your second, third, fourth, it's always a big deal. It's not every single month or even every quarter where you're going to find yourself, signing up for the newest card that's going to help your business get to where you want it to be. With that being said, looking for a card that might give you something like some insurances, maybe some sign-up bonuses, maybe just some like cash back in the categories that you spend on most frequently is definitely something that you're going to want to learn more about. So again, I'll leave a link down below in the description where you can check out some of the cards I mentioned and more, and then make a choice to decide what's best for you. Also, my website is full of credit card blog posts, podcasts, and other videos, so please check it out. And leave me a comment down below. I'd love to know what your favorite business credit card is. Also, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. All right, as always, I'm Rich, and until next time.